Why is Bill Evans considered the greatest jazz pianist of all time? Have you ever heard a piano that seems to speak directly to your soul? That's the feeling you get when you listen to Bill Evans. He wasn't just a jazz pianist. He transformed emotions into music, creating harmonies that no one had dared to imagine before. But what made Bill Evans one of the greatest names in jazz history? Was it his technique, his sensitivity, or something even deeper? Today, we'll uncover how this genius redefined jazz piano and why his music continues to touch hearts to this day. Get ready to discover an artist who was truly one of a kind. Bill Evans was born on August 16, 1929, in Plainfield, New Jersey, USA. His full name was William John Evans, but the world knows him as Bill Evans. From an early age, he displayed an extraordinary musical sensitivity, something that seemed almost natural in his family, as his mother was an amateur pianist who encouraged him to explore music during his childhood. Evans' childhood was defined by a deep connection with the piano, which began when he was just 6 years old. However, a striking aspect of his youth was his curiosity about exploring different musical genres. He didn't confine himself to jazz from the start. Bill also played classical music and developed a profound respect for composers like Debussy and Ravel, whose harmonies would deeply influence his style. A fascinating and lesser-known story is that as a teenager, Bill honed his improvisational skills by playing with small local bands. He was so passionate about music that he even learned to play the flute and violin, although he soon realized that the piano was his true voice. This period was pivotal, as he began to understand music as a form of personal expression, a concept that would define his entire career. The turning point in Bill Evans' career came with his entry into Miles Davis's group in 1958. Being chosen by Davis, one of jazz's most respected figures, was a watershed moment. This collaboration culminated in the album Kind of Blue, 1959, which not only became a landmark in jazz history, but also showcased Evans as a pianist with a unique and innovative touch. His contributions to the album's compositions and arrangements highlighted his ability to craft sophisticated harmonies and evocative atmospheres. Artists like George Russell and Miles Davis were instrumental in shaping his path. Russell introduced Evans to the concept of modal jazz, which moved away from rigid harmonic progressions and allowed greater melodic freedom. This approach significantly influenced Evans' style, helping him stand out in the musical landscape of the time. Evans broke conventions by bringing an almost classical sensitivity to jazz, blending European influences with the spontaneity of improvisation. Initially, he faced resistance for lacking the explosive vigor associated with many jazz pianists of the era. However, his introspective approach eventually redefined what jazz could be. An early recording that captivated audiences was Everybody Digs Bill Evans, 1958. The album includes a track called Peace Peace, a solo improvisation that defied conventions. The emotional depth of this performance introduced the world to an artist who could turn simplicity into pure beauty, earning the admiration of musicians and listeners alike. The final years of Bill Evans' life were marked by a mix of artistic productivity and personal struggles. He continued to compose and perform intensively, yet faced severe health problems exacerbated by substance abuse, including heroin and cocaine. These addictions, combined with years of emotional and physical strain, took a toll on his health. Even so, his music retained an emotional depth that uniquely resonated with his audience. A poignant and tragic aspect of his death on September 15, 1980, at the age of 51, was that while many colleagues knew he was critically ill, they were shocked by how quickly his condition deteriorated. He succumbed to a combination of complications from cirrhosis, hepatitis, and a perforated ulcer. Some accounts suggest that he seemed aware his life was nearing its end, yet he kept playing until the very last possible moment, as if determined to give everything to his music. The news of his passing sent a wave of sorrow through the jazz world. Colleagues and critics alike recognized that the world had lost a singular artist one whose sensitivity and innovation at the piano would be difficult to match. Bill Evans' death left a profound void in jazz. He redefined what the piano could achieve in the genre, influencing generations of musicians. His passing was a painful reminder of the challenges many artists face. Yet, his music lives on, continually studied, cherished, and reinterpreted across the globe. Bill Evans' music had a profound emotional and cultural impact during his time. He brought a unique sensitivity to jazz, making it almost meditative, a quality that resonated strongly during a period of social and artistic change. His delicate harmonies and introspective improvisations created an emotional connection with listeners, proving that jazz could be both powerful and vulnerable. He influenced musicians and audiences alike, offering a fresh perspective on how music could convey complex emotions. His compositions and techniques continue to be studied worldwide. Music students and professional pianists analyze his innovative use of modal chords, open voicings, and melodic phrasing that challenged harmonic conventions. Pieces like Waltz for Debbie and Peace Peace remain essential references for those seeking to understand how the piano can become an extension of the artist's soul. A notable story involves Herbie Hancock, who often cited Evans as one of his greatest inspirations. Hancock was captivated by Evans' ability to create music that seemed to flow effortlessly, striking a perfect balance between technical precision and emotional depth. He adopted many of Evans' ideas into his own approach, further pushing the boundaries of jazz. Evans' music also illustrates how art can serve as a space for personal reflection. In an increasingly fast-paced world, his work reminds us of the value of silence, pauses, and attention to detail. He showed that art has the power to transform even the simplest moments into something profoundly meaningful. If Bill Evans' music can translate emotions we often struggle to express with words, what does that reveal about the power of art to connect us to something greater than ourselves? Bill Evans showed us that music doesn't need to shout to be heard. He redefined what it means to play with soul, crafting melodies that resonate beyond time and space. His contributions were not just technical. He introduced a new way of feeling music, challenging listeners to notice the silence between the notes and the depth of every chord. This unique sensitivity continues to influence generations of musicians and art lovers, proving that great ideas are never confined to the era in which they were conceived. His music is a testament to the fact that true creativity transcends time, inspiring fresh perspectives on beauty. If you also believe in the transformative power of music, subscribe to the channel to explore the lives and works of artists who shaped history. Let's keep discovering together what makes art so essential in our lives. Hit the subscribe button and join the conversation.